Hello and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Carly and I run a handmade small business called Marie Lynn Made. And today I just kind of wanted to go over with you guys some of my Amazon favorites. I've had a couple questions, so this will be kind of all of the questions in one video here. And that way you guys can check out my Amazon storefront down below and have everything there for you that you'll need. I do make a small commission off of that if you guys choose to shop through my link. It doesn't cost you guys anything. It's just a little kickback that they give me. So we'll have 4 different categories. We've got tech, sewing and crafting. I have office essentials and then market essentials as well. So we'll start off with tech, and I have it pulled up here on my laptop as well. And I wrote one out too, so I don't like get too off track here because I tend to do that a lot. I'll just start yapping. I'll start with my portable chargers. So these are the Asper X 2-pack. I get the 2-pack portable chargers, and they're great. I love them. I haven't had any issues with them, and they're just wonderful. They hold a charge really well. They charge super fast, and I just like to have 2 with me just in case like one dies. I have a backup. I use those to charge like my phone at markets and my iPad, and then like my camera batteries if I need to, or my mic as well. So yeah, those are the portable chargers. And then the mic that I use is the DJI Mic Mini. And I have the 2-pack of the mics with 1 receiver. And it comes with a little like fluffy windscreens as well. Oops, there goes one. And it comes with this little USB-C like adapter, so you can use them on your phone as well. But I love this mic. I think it does great. Obviously, if you guys, watch my videos, you know what it sounds like, and I've never had an issue with those either. So yeah. And then going on to what I film with. I film on my GoPro, and eventually maybe I'll get a different camera, but the GoPro does perfectly fine, and that's how I film all of my videos. So you guys don't need, some big camera. This was actually my husband's at one point, and I kind of just took it over, so that it's mine now. But that's what I film all of my videos on. And the tripod that I use is, let's see what it's called. I don't even know how to say that, but it's EUCOS. It's a 62-inch phone tripod, and I think it came, no, so it just comes with the phone adapter, and I had to get an adapter for my GoPro. And also with the GoPro, if you're going to be filming, you have to get this, I don't know what, it's like the media mod. It goes around the GoPro to be able to attach like a mic to it. So I had to get the media mod around it, and then something to hold the GoPro on the tripod, like a little attachment there. But that's how I do all of my filming and everything. If you guys are interested in starting filming, and I always say just go ahead and do it. What's the worst that could happen? So, and my thermal printer that I use for all of my labels, I use the Munbin. I've had that one for probably 4 or 5 years now, and it works just fine. I've never had any issues. I don't think, it might go Bluetooth, but I just use the cord that it comes with and attach it to my laptop there to print all of my labels for shipping. And then you guys maybe have heard me talk about these before. I don't even know how to say this. Berry Bays or something, but they are the best $20 I've ever spent. Let me see how much they are right now. Okay, so they're $21.96, and they are just awesome. I don't think that you need any like Beats headphones. I don't think you need the Apple headphones. This is just my personal opinion. Wherever I can like save a buck or two, I will. And these haven't let me down. They charge and with a USB-C. They hold a charge really well. I think I maybe charge them once a week, if that. But yeah, this is the headphones that I use. You guys have seen me use them over and over again, and I just love them so much. I am an advocate for a headphone. All I do is I listen to audiobooks, I listen to my YouTube videos, and they're great. They're wonderful. And I have a couple like other things in the tech category here, like my little, what is that, a micro SD card from my GoPro to put into my laptop to, you know, edit all of my videos. I have my JBL speaker in there. That's one thing that I do love is my JBL speaker. I use that in my bathroom and I listen to music while I shower, but that's a great speaker as well. So that is pretty much everything in the tech category. So now we're gonna move on to probably the most popular one is sewing and crafting. So everything that I pretty much use on a daily in this room is going to be in this category under the sewing and crafting on my storefront. So first and foremost, I highly recommend getting a cutting mat, and I just use the Fiskars. It's the 24-inch by 36-inch. It's the purple one, and that's got gray on the other side. That's the only cutting mat I've ever used, so I don't know about any other brands, but that's the one that I always use. And then going with the cutting mat are the Fiskars rotary blades, and I have the 60 millimeter and the 45 millimeter. And the 60 millimeter is what I cut all of my like fabrics with. And then the 45 millimeter, I have the Olfa rotary blade for pinking. So that's what I use my 45 millimeter rotary blade for, is the pinking blade. And I do that for my prayer quilts and then my little keychains as well. So I love those Olfa pinking rotary blades. They're really great. And I don't get any name brand 60 millimeter rotary cutting blades. These are called Headley Tools, and I think it's a 10 pack and it's 17 bucks. So they've never let me down. I love those. You don't have to get like the name brand rotary blades. I don't think that you do. The only one reason I have the Olfa rotary blade is because it's the pinking one. I haven't found another pinking rotary blade other than the Olfa one. So the next thing would be a ruler. So I used to have the Fiskars 6-inch by 24-inch cutting ruler. Now I have the Creative Grids one, same size, 6 by 24. I don't think one is better than the other. I think they're both perfectly fine. They work just the same. And I definitely would get the 6-inch by the 24-inch one because it's just bigger and it's gonna work well with the cutting mat that you have. So if you want a smaller one, either brand would be fine. Okay, and for a couple different scissor options, these are like the Fiskars Easy Action, and they're spring loaded. And I use these to cut all of the zippers off of my projects. So those are great. Those are the Fiskars 10-inch like Easy Action bent handle scissors. These are the little micro tip, and these are spring loaded as well. And I really like these for not snipping threads or anything, but if I'm doing a rag quilt, you know, if you've done a rag quilt, all the little pieces that you need to like snip to give it that rag look, these are going to be perfect. And I just love these so much. It's just so much easier on your hand because they're already like spring loaded and it's not going to be too much. And these are the, I don't know how to say it, Livingo shears. These are amazing and I am so happy with them. They're super sharp and they just do a wonderful job, and they're nice, like heavy duty, heavy quality stainless steel. And I've got my little thread snippers here. These are perfect. I think it's a 3-pack. Nothing, you know, crazy about them. They just get the job done. And then I have 2 different sizes of these Guggenheim. These are like these little baby ones. I like them. I thought I would like them for snipping threads, but they're so sharp. I've caught myself many, many times snipping the actual fabric. So I've just kind of put those aside for right now. And I don't know what I'm going to use them for yet. But I do have a bigger pair I'm going to grab as well. All right, so these are my big Guggenheim ones. These are so sharp as well. These two, they're probably the best scissors I've ever purchased, and it was kind of like a splurge for me. and it was like a little gift to myself, but they're totally worth the money. I love them so much, and like the weight on them, they're great scissors. So I just love those two. The smaller ones, I don't really know what I'm gonna do with yet. They're kind of just like decoration right now. But the larger pair I use all the time. And other than my rotary blade that I use, I have these pinking shears, and these are great. And I used these until I had realized that they had a pinking rotary blade that I could put on my Fiskars. So I was just using these, and over and over again, I would get like a little blister on my pinky. I still use these from time to time, but most of the time I'm using my rotary blade when I'm doing the pinking. And I think that's pretty much it for the scissors. So when I'm making AirPod cases, I use cam snaps and KAM snaps, and it came with this little tool here, which works great. You can hear it's a little squeaky. I've used and abused that thing, but I found this snap like presser from Honey Sew, and let me grab it. This is like a little tabletop one, and this changed my life when I was making AirPod cases, because I mean, I make probably anywhere from 100 to 200 at a time. And instead of like, again, hurting my hand doing this over and over again, this, I can just set it under there, press it down, and get them done. So this is a little Honey Sew like snap presser. And the cam snaps that I use, they're size 20. So I just get the white ones. They have like multiple colors as well, but those are the size that I get. And obviously, you know, my sewing machine, I just use a Singer Heavy Duty. Eventually, I'd like to upgrade to something else. I want something that has like an automatic thread cutter, because it's just, I know how much time it takes, you know, to cut the thread myself. And if I had an auto thread cutter, it would just go a million times quicker. But a lot of people don't really have, some people don't have nice things to say about the Singer Heavy Duty, but she's never done me wrong. She just had, you know, she's a little finicky, and she just likes to be clean, and she likes to be oiled. So when I know when she starts getting like clunky or like not working properly, I'm like, oh, she needs to be cleaned. So just make sure that you're cleaning your sewing machine and you're oiling it all the time. I did have to take her in one time to the shop because I went over a zipper like way too hard, and I like jacked something up and it was like crooked. So I had to take her in. This was last year, but he fixed her up, and you know, she runs great. And I would suggest, if possible, if you have like somebody in your area who works on sewing machines, taking it to them at least once a year, so they can, you know, like do some maintenance there. So that's the sewing machine I use, and I have an extension table as well. I love my extension table. I don't know what I would do without it. I don't know how I sewed anything without it, because it's just, having the extension table just makes things flow so much better. And then a number one thing that I use in my shop are these wooden crosses, and I get them, they're in my Amazon storefront, obviously, but they are the Mr. Pin wooden crosses, and I have so many of them, but I go through them like candy, and they're just nice little like wood crosses that I put inside my prayer quilts. And these are cut up, but the batting that I use, if I'm not using a polyester batting, I use the Warm and Natural, just 100% cotton batting for my prayer quilts and keychains and some other things as well. But that's the batting that I use if I'm not using a polyester batting. And the ones that I have in here, I think it's I don't know how to say that, Plantanol. I've used their natural batting as well, the cotton, and it's just the same as the Warm and Natural. So depending on your budget, you can go with one or the other. Sometimes, I think every other week, Hobby Lobby has the Warm and Natural on sale for 30% off. So that is everything for the sewing and crafting. And there are other things listed in there as well, because I do a lot with my Cricut. I do a lot with resin and UV resin as well. So there's a couple other little things in there too. And like the key fob pieces that I use for my wristlets and everything, that's all listed in there as well. So now we will move on to office essentials. And I don't have too much in here that's, you know, any different from like the tech. I've got my little labels that I use, the thermal labels. I just use a 4x6. It doesn't matter to me, the brand. I guess it would depend if you want it in like roll form or like the bifold. But I have both and they both work, you know, perfectly fine. It's just whichever one is your preference. And what else do we have? My thank you stickers that they're just pink, but I have them, it's almost like a gradient of pink, but they're blank. And then I just put them through my little thermal printer and I make my own thank you stickers. I've got my chair, my sewing chair, which in the back here, it looks like a little bow, but it comes with a little pillow here, and now it's so squished, but you can put it behind your back, you know, to help you. I use this when I'm sewing because it keeps me like a little more straight up. We've got our label holder, which I'll insert a picture here, but it holds my like little inserts that I need for when I'm shipping products, and then I put my mun bin on the bottom, and I have my thermal shipping labels up top. And we've got my little 10-tier shoe racks, which I've got 1, 2, 3. I think I have 3 of them. 3, 4, because I forgot about that one. But they're great. They hold all of my products, all of my fabrics. I've got them in my closet here. You guys have seen it before. But I just love those. Eventually, I would like to reorganize my closet. But for now, those work great. Especially this one. I love this one because it just holds everything that I need. So if you guys are looking for some like organizational things, I love those 10-tier shoe racks. And you don't have to have them like 10 high. You could do 5 and 5 or like 4 and 6, whatever you want to do. It's very like modular, and you can, you know, make it work in your area. So I've got like, you know, my table lamp in there, which I like because it has plugs. So you can put like a phone charger or something there. That table, the big one, I love that one. I eventually want to get another one as well. But that is a great table because it's nice and wide. So, you know, it just holds a lot of stuff, and I just love it. So that's pretty much all of, you know, my office stuff. There's nothing. I've got my Cricut. I could probably put my printer on there, but I just use Epson. I have an Epson that an Eco Tank that I transformed into sublimation, and then I also have just a regular printer as well. But those work. They both are fantastic, and I love them. And then now we'll go on to Market Essentials, and that's probably the most popular one, but the bookcase that I use for my Kindle sleeves, those are on there. I have 2 of them, so I put pretty much the Kindle size on one, the medium book sleeve on one, and then I've got a new little like wicker basket that I'm going to put the large ones in. All right, and then the lights that I use for my outdoor markets at night, it is just these portable LED camping lantern lights, and I have 2 of them, so I'll put them on either side of the tent, and they are fantastic. They have 3 different light levels, like high, medium, and low, and I use the high, and it lasts through, you know, through the night, and if you're doing like a multiple day market, I would just take them home with you, charge them overnight, and bring them back the next day. The card reader I use is just square. So this is the contactless one, and you can put your chip in there or you can tap. And this is my little dock that I use. It's pink, and you just set it in there, and then this is what I will set on my, you know, stand at the markets, and that way people can put their chip in there. They can tap if they want. I believe you can charge this somehow, but this is just, I think it's so cute too. It's a cute little holder for your square reader. And I also have the square reader that goes into my phone too, just in case this dies or anything happens with that. My tablecloths, I use, I think I have 4 of them because it's two packs that I bought, but they have so many different colors. Let's see how many colors they have. I just have the sage green ones, but there's 3 pages of colors. I mean, so any color that you need, you could get through them. And I see like a couple different gingham ones too. So I just use the sage green ones. They're great quality. I've washed and dried them a couple times, and you just have to make sure that you fold them up nicely or they will get wrinkled, but I haven't had an issue with them at all. And then the tent that I use is Crown Shades. It's an easy up tent with like a 1 push. And I did recently buy a new tent top and new tent sidewalls because if you guys have seen my market videos, there's the one, because I've had it for probably 5 years now. The old tent top that I had 2 holes, like grommet holes on all sides of the tent, which I thought was very odd. So I just bought a new tent top and sidewalls, and there's no grommets or anything on those on the new style that they have, which is great. So that's a wonderful tent that I've had. I think it's on sale right now on Amazon, but it's so easy. I put it up by myself. I take it down by myself. It's just one little push up and then you raise it on the legs. And I just love it so much. And then we've got my pegboards, which you guys have seen. I'll grab one for you. And this is just one of the pegboards that I have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, I think I have 5 of them. But they're just great. And it comes with the hooks. And then I also just get they're like little like pegboard hook locks. They're little silicone things, which that one wasn't very locked in. It's still for my other markets. So they do like in transition, like from home to market, sometimes get a little wonky here, but it's just this little silicone piece that you like push into the holes there, and it kind of keeps them in place a little bit. So they're not like moving around. But these are wonderful pegboards. They're metal, and then it comes with the hooks as well. You can get different hooks or longer hooks if you'd like, but those have done me no wrong, and I just love them. And then I've got my little wooden acrylic, it's called a wooden acrylic greeting card stand, but I use that for my AirPod cases and my Kindle and phone grips too. And those have been fantastic. They've got wood on the side, but the little, I guess like front pieces on the shelves there, they're clear acrylic. So, you can see through them and nothing is being like distorted, and the product really stands out. I like those a lot. And then I have my acrylic sign holder. It's a 3-pack. It's got a wood base and then just the clear acrylic that you can put signs inside of it. And they're 5x7. So I have one that has my like Kindle and book sleeve prices on it. I have one that I'm going to put in the front of the payments that I accept. And then I have an extra one I haven't figured out what I'm going to do with yet, but those are really great as well. And it is a 3-pack. All right. And these are just the bags that I use. It's a 100-pack. And they have different colors and stuff, but I just like the brown ones. I guess you could pick whatever color you wanted, but they're just a nice size. I think they're like 10.5 by 8.5 by 4.5, something like that. But those are a great size. They fit a lot of products in there. And then these are just like small little plastic bags. There's no like boxing at the corner or anything. It's just a very small bag. And these are great for like keychains and prayer quilts. And, if an AirPod case, if somebody's just getting something small, those are perfect. So those are the 2 bags that I always bring with me to markets as well. All right, and those are going to be all of my Amazon favorites. In each category, there's probably going to be a couple more items that I didn't mention in the video. But if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to ask me in the comments down below. I'm here for you guys and whatever you need, your sewing journey, your filming journey, your market journey. I've got your back, and I will answer any question that you have to the best of my ability. So I thank each and every one of you for hanging out with me this Saturday. And don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you next week. Bye.